Have you ever stood in a place where legends are born? A place where the air feels heavy with stories, where shadows seem to lean closer as if they know your name? That was Rashomon Gate, a place where bravery and fear walked side by side. In the ancient city of Kyoto, where rooftops shimmered under the glow of the moon and cherry blossoms drifted like pale pink snow, there stood the towering wooden gate of Rashomon. Time had gnawed at it, the beams sagged, ivy clung to its sides like a silent memory, and the wind sang through its cracks in a voice both haunting and hollow. But people didn't fear it for its age. They feared what waited in the dark above. They spoke in hushed tones of an ogre, a monstrous thing with eyes like burning embers, claws sharper than any blade, and a hunger so deep it could swallow courage whole. Travelers avoided the gate after sunset, and even the bravest warriors wouldn't speak its name without a shiver. But there was one young man who did not tremble at the tale, Watanabe no Tsuna, strong, sharp-eyed, and known for a courage that seemed to run in his blood. Tsuna was not fearless because he thought himself invincible. He was fearless because of a promise, a vow to protect his people, no matter what shadows stood in his way. One night, beneath a sky stitched with stars, Tsuna rode through the sleeping streets of Kyoto. His armor gleamed silver under the moonlight, and his horse's hooves echoed softly on the stones. When he reached Rashomon Gate, he stopped. The towering structure loomed above him, black against the night. He dismounted slowly, each step forward crunching softly on the gravel. The gate's worn stone steps stretched upward, and he climbed them, lantern in hand. Its light spilled over the old wood in trembling gold. The wind whistled around him, and then stilled. From the shadows, something moved. A breath like hot smoke curled into the air. A low growl rumbled like distant thunder. And then, eyes. Two molten, burning eyes locked on his. The ogre stepped into the light, its greenish-gray skin ridged like cracked stone, its teeth jagged and glistening. It lunged, claws flashing. Tsuna did not retreat. His sword flashed from its sheath, gleaming with the firelight of his resolve. Steel met claw, and sparks leapt into the air. The ogre roared, a sound so deep it seemed to shake the beams above them, but Tsuna's stance did not waver. His every movement was steady, precise, guided not by anger but by purpose. And then came his chance. With a single fluid motion, Tsuna's blade sliced through the air and severed the ogre's arm. The beast howled in rage, the sound echoing into the night. Clutching its wound, it staggered backward into the shadows, the hiss of its blood sizzling on the stones. And then it was gone, swallowed by the dark wind. Tsuna stood breathing hard, staring down at the arm still twitching on the ground. Its claws curled like blackened branches. He wrapped it in cloth, mounted his horse, and rode home under a moon that now seemed brighter than before. But his victory was only the beginning. At home, Tsuna locked the severed arm in a chest, sealing it tight. "As long as I guard this," he said to himself, "the ogre will never harm another soul." Days passed. Kyoto seemed quieter, but the gate still loomed, and the night still whispered. One evening, as Tsuna rested by the warmth of his hearth, there came a soft knock on his door. He opened it to find an elderly woman leaning on a cane, her eyes gentle, her voice trembling. "My dear nephew," she said, "I have heard of your brave deed. May I see the ogre's arm with my own eyes?" Tsuna hesitated. She looked exactly like his aunt. Her face, her voice, even the small tilt of her head. Yet something deep in his chest tightened. Still, she was family. Wasn't she? Slowly, he opened the chest. The woman's face changed in an instant. The warmth vanished from her eyes, replaced by burning fire. Her fingers stretched into claws, and her skin darkened like storm clouds rolling across the sky. It was the ogre. With a grin full of jagged teeth, it snatched the arm from the chest, let out a screech that rattled the walls, and vanished in a swirling gust of black smoke. Tsuna stumbled back, his heart pounding. He had been fooled, not in battle, but in trust. And yet, even as the wind settled and the silence returned, he stood tall. Because courage was not about never being deceived. It was about rising again, sharper and wiser. He now knew that monsters didn't always bare their teeth at first. Sometimes, they smiled. From that night forward, Tsuna's vow burned brighter. He kept watch over Kyoto, his sword not just a weapon, but a promise. And Rashomon Gate, once a place of dread, became a place that remembered the night a young man with a lantern and an unshakable heart faced the darkness and did not flinch. So, if you were standing before that gate, would you have climbed the steps? Tell me in the comments, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more magical tales that keep courage alive in every heart.